This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to the Gundam Lorecast, where we take a deep dive into the Mobile Suit Gundam series, such as the multiple timelines, mobile suits, characters, and so much more. Welcome back, pilots, to another episode of the Gundam Lorecast. I am one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend and fellow pilot, Jesse. How are you doing?
How's it going?
It's going. We are both. We both got sunburnt pretty decently as we went and attended our Gundam base mobile tour stop here in our home state, it was a lot of fun. It was very hot, especially staying in line for 4 hours.
It was so much busier than I expected.
Oh my god, it was so busy. We were expecting, not a lot of people were into Gundam, and then we stopped down there and it's like, oh, there's over 300 people. What the hell?
Well, and I think it was real misleading, that video that we saw from TikTok.
From the first weekend, it looked like, oh, no one's here. All right, cool.
But
they showed the inside the venue when I rewatched
and
it.
Seeing
and I was
how
like,
they kind of kept people out. It's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. And then I saw literally after our event, I saw another video and it showed, I think it was the weekend before ours, and there's a line all on the street, on sidewalk and everything. I was like, oh my god. All right. Yeah, we were ill prepared. That is a fact. We were ill prepared for this.
If something happens again, I'm bringing a bag.
Yes.
With sunscreen and much else.
And chairs.
Sunscreen, chairs, water.
Water. Yeah, we didn't bring water. That was the downside. Because, we weren't expecting to... And snacks. Yeah, we weren't expecting to stand in line for 4 hours. And by the time we got to the front of the line to go right into the trailer, I was starving. I was so hungry.
And, to their credit, they did give out free water to everybody.
They did.
But
it was way late.
They didn't do it very well.
No, it was very... Yeah, no, they didn't. But as we are continuing our Season 1, today we are diving into going over the different timelines in the Gundam universe. And there's a lot. There's a lot. There's not one timeline, as there is in multiple, big series stuff. There's not one timeline. There's multiple timelines. So, the most well-known one is the Universal Century, which the Universal Century, often abbreviated to UC, is the English name of the original timeline of the Gundam Metaverse. Its Japanese name is Uchu Seki, meaning space era. The Universal Century remains by far the most developed timeline with the largest number of works, and it has a lot of works. There's a lot. So you have obviously the original Mobile Suit Gundam. You have Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin. Let's see here. There's a lot. The eighth MS Team, Mobile Suit Gundam, Mobile Suit Igloo, Hidden 1 Year War, Apocalypse 0079, Gravity Front, which those were made I didn't know those were made in the 2000s.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the first two are seen from Xeon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. We have Gundam Crisis, which is an amusement park ride, as well as Gundam The Ride, About Q, which is also an amusement park ride. That's cool. Thanks,
Sounds
Japan.
Awesome.
Why don't we get that stuff? You have Mobile Suit 0080, War in the Pocket, Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt. We have Mobile Suit Gundam 0083, Stardust Memory, Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, Gundam Neo Experience 0087, Mobile Suit Gundam Double Zeta, Mobile Suit Gundam Char's Counterattack, Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, Mobile Suit Gundam Twilight Axis, Mobile Suit Gundam Narrative, Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway, Mobile Suit Gundam F91, Mobile Suit Victory Gundam, and G Savior. Which, yeah, there's a lot in the UC. G Savior's like
Plus,
super in the future too in the UC timeline. Like
right.
we're way in the future. And
And
they
then you catch
G Savior was also like a live action TV movie, which was not the best, from what I've been told.
so weird. Hopefully, the coming live action movie
Oh, I'm sure they'll
is
do a lot
better.
better because that, for one, that G Savior came out in 2000. It's been 24 years. And
So
things have
wild.
progressed drastically in technology. Like extremely. So, yeah, there's a lot in the UC timeline. And with the UC, I mean, majority of the stuff that you see in Mobile Suit Gundam, famous stuff, or like, I don't know, it's a hit or miss on what you've seen is in this UC or what is not in the UC. Like Unicorn's really good. Obviously, the original was good. Narrative was a really good movie, which takes place after Unicorn. I still need to watch Hathaway. I haven't watched Hathaway because that is
I
actually
haven't
deals
watched it yet.
with Bright's kid Hathaway, which we actually meet in Double Zeta or in Zeta Gundam.
It looks good. I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yeah. Um,
It's
I
honestly
have
like
not seen F91 or Victory, and obviously I have not seen G Savior. And honestly, I don't really see a point in watching G Savior, in my opinion.
we'll see. We'll see if I can find it easily. If I can find it easily, I'll take the time.
Right. Like
But it's kind
currently,
of
like I've been rewatching some stuff. I'm currently in Double Zeta right now. I finished the original. I finished Zeta. I finished 8th MS Team. So I'm in Double Zeta, and it's just from Zeta to Double Zeta. It's a complete 180 in like the style of the show.
mhm.
Zeta is a
Like
very serious and very brooding style and serious style of a show, whereas Double Zeta is more comical
mhm.
and is really weird and has the worst opening ever, in my opinion. And it really grinded my gears when we were at the Gundam based mobile event that they had a playlist of Gundam openings playing. And of all the ones they had the freaking Double Zeta one, and it's the worst opening I've ever heard. It is so bad because the first three lines is translated in English. It's not an anime. It's not an anime. It's real life, and the way, oh god, it's just too upbeat and too jazzy, and it's just like, why does this exist for a show that where you see people die on a constant regular basis?
Yep.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
I don't
So
particularly understand.
yeah,
But
no, I have no. I don't know. Don't know. So the next timeline, we have the Future Century. The Future Century is the timeline of the anime television series Mobile Suit or Mobile Fighter G Gundam and its related projects. Future Century 60, Mobile Fighter G Gundam, which is the only thing currently. There is a new light novel coming out that is going to take place in the Future Century as well, which is a sequel to G Gundam. And personally, one of my favorite all-time Gundam series is G Gundam. I just love this series so much.
it's a good one. It gives us so many fun mobile suits. Maybe not practical or
Yeah.
like
Oh no. There's some of them are definitely not practical. Like
there's some of them are real
Mammoth.
ridiculous. Like the mammoth, the windmill. Like there's plenty that are just ridiculous, but they're fun. Tequila Gundam.
Yeah. Tequila
But they're
Gundam. Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. There's a lot of there's a lot more um creativity when they were making this one
Hmm.
because they went all out and designed so many different types of mobile suits for each country.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool to see the creativity they put into the series.
And I think it's funny when you look at it, like when you look at people's timelines of Gundam or like this is this century, this is this century. people, well, obviously we know it's future century, but people are like, but this is the future of this century or this one or that one.
Right.
Like, people, even though we know it's its own timeline, try to fit it into the other ones anyway,
Yeah.
which always amuses me.
Yeah, like, I will let everybody know now, none of these timelines will match up to anything at all.
Mhm.
There's like, I think one timeline that actually connects to something, to another timeline, but no, it just doesn't work. So after that, we have the After Colony and the Mars Century timeline. So the After Colony is the timeline in Mobile Suit Gundam Wing and is often abbreviated to AC. The After Colony timeline involves the space colony's struggle for freedom from Earth-based organizations such as the United Earth Sphere Alliance and the Organization of the Zodiac. The Gundams were built as a way of defending the plight of the colonies to escape this oppression. Yeah. Freaking Gundam Wing is amazing.
I
Go
love
watch
Gundam
it.
Wing. It's
It was
really like it's funny that it's like flipped on its head.
yeah.
Like it's not the colony. This time we're on the side of the colonies. Like yes, the colonies are the heroes, even though they're still using child soldiers. But that's okay
Yeah. They're all
because
pretty boys
Gundam,
though.
literally all of
It's a
them
boy
are.
band. It's literally a boy band of Mobile Suit pilots. You can't deny Gundam Wing was just a
It
boy
is.
band of
It
pilots.
is, and I love it.
It's all pretty boys. It's freaking hysterical. And a lot of them got like significant others through the entire like series, which is hilarious. Which I mean, they
Fantastic.
deserved it after all the freaking depressing crap they went through.
Yeah,
Especially
for
Hero.
sure.
He's such a depressing character at first.
The hero just didn't care about anything at first,
Oh God, no, he didn't give a
besides being the pilot. It felt
right. That's
like.
all he cared about. So the Mars Century, abbreviated to MC, is a continuation of the After Colony timeline used on Mars. The story takes place within this Mars sphere and is broken up with flashbacks of the After Colony era's history. So the After Colonies timeline is the third most developed. The one TV series, one OVA series, and a completion movie. Mars Century consists of one novel. So we physically don't see the Mars Century on screen.
Mhm.
It's only in the light novels for Gundam Wing specifically. So
Right.
After Colony 195, New Gundam Report, Gundam Wing, which is a TV series, and Operation Meteor, which is an OVA. And then we have After Colony 196, which is the new new mobile report Gundam Wing Endless Waltz in the special edition OVA. So that is the After Colony Mars Century. Gundam Wing is really, really cool to watch. I always recommend Gundam Wing, especially it was the first Gundam series that we got in the US, which is really cool. And it has a lot of good ties for everybody.
Especially like you might, even if you didn't really watch it when you were a kid, you'll recognize bits and pieces of it
Oh yeah.
just from like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Especially like the actual Gundam Wing, the Wing
Yeah.
Zero with its wings out.
Oh yeah, you talking about in the Waltz version with the actual
Not that one.
wings, or
That
the just the
okay.
wing, just the
That one
standard
is one
wing
of the
zero?
coolest mobile suits that there is, but
But
not
it's
that one.
it's
That's
not
not what I'm talking
practical.
about. It's
It's
not
not
practical in the
it's not
slightest, but it just
practical.
looks
What's like
cool.
in this Waltz like movie didn't make well. There's two versions of the
It makes
Endless
no
Waltz
sense.
stuff. There's the practical versions and there's the non-practical versions.
Yeah.
And it just boggles my mind. It's like, how can you put legit like angel wings on a mobile suit? That doesn't
Like
make
it looks
sense.
sick. It
It
doesn't
looks
work, but I
cool, but
love
like
it.
this is not how this works. Do you not know how mechs work? Like, no, they
But
do.
the
Sunrise does.
normal Wing Zero with the normal wings on it,
Yeah,
which are barely wings, honestly.
that's true.
Everybody
That's a very
recognizes that one.
that is a good point. So, now we have the after war timeline. After war is the timeline set after the apocalypse war or apocalyptic war world and has many similarities with the universal century after war universe century, After War is the only timeline besides the UC to feature new types as an important element, and which contains is After War 15, After War Gundam X.
I guess I never paid attention to the fact that new types are really only in the UC
Yeah,
because they have similar things in a lot of the others. They just
yeah,
don't call them new types.
yeah, exactly. And by the way, I love Gundam X because this is the gun mobile suit that uses the satellite cannon.
Hmm.
I love using a satellite cannon. Satellite cannons are awesome. So yeah, it's great. I haven't watched Gundam X myself. I do need to see that one too.
I need to watch that one.
The Gundam X I do know is really it is a pretty sure there's a dub for it. I
I
could
think
be
there
wrong. They
is.
might be I might be subbed only. I can't remember if this one's a dubbed or not. But regardless, the mobile suits are awesome because Gundam X. And you also have the double X.
Yeah.
Gundam double X. I don't see. Where's the. Oh, there's Gundam X. Right here it is. It's awesome. Yeah, it has a satellite cannon. It's great. Satellite cannons are
Yeah.
awesome.
It's a sick one.
Gotta have a satellite cannon. It makes a big, big boom.
Oh, for sure.
So, um, but oh, you know what? I forgot to do something. Forgot to sign in. So something here. But yeah, it's a lot of cool things. So far out of the ones we talked about, what is your favorite timeline so far?
Of the ones we talked about, it's still got to be
You
After
see?
Colony
Oh, After Colony.
because it's
Okay,
got Gundam Wing, and Wing is the one that got me into Gundam to begin with.
that's fair.
Now, would I say that that is my favorite of the shows that I've watched anymore, or even of the ones we've talked about so far? Probably not, because having watched Thunderbolt now, and I love the music in Thunderbolt,
Hmm.
I would probably put that up there. But I would still probably say After Colony is my favorite out of this part.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
It holds too much of a special place.
Uh, so, all right, cool. Well, with that being said, well, I didn't answer. So, my out of the ones we talked about already, it's Future Century. It's G Gundam. I grew up loving G Gundam. I love Shining, love Burning slash God, whatever you want to call it. They hold a special place in my heart, and I will always love that series.
It also has Tequila and Noble. So
That's true too.
I'm on board.
Noble's great too. Love Noble Gundam. And like I love Rain as a character, but I
Yeah.
really wish Domon was with Allenby because they were just so perfect for each other.
Yep.
But they have to put him with the hero in distress and you have to save the day
Right.
kind of a thing and yada yada. But I loved Allenby. Allenby was great. I loved her character.
Yes.
So, with that being said, we are going to take a quick mid break and we will be right back with more timeline stuff.
It's a Gundam!
God, I love those sounds.
Let's be
Welcome to
honest,
the mid break of the show where we talk about everything with the podcast that has nothing to do with the lore of the Gundam lorecast or anything Gundam. Here we want to thank everybody listening to the show. Thank you so much. And if you want to support the show, you can go to Apple and Spotify. If you leave a 5-star review on Apple with some words to read it out loud the next time on the show, as well as a nice Spotify comment. Now we are recording episode 3 as of this moment, so we don't have any comments or reviews quite yet. But feel free to add comments on Spotify or leave us a review on Apple. Let us know what you guys want to hear from us going over anything in the Gundam universe, because there's a lot. There's a lot to go over in the Gundam universe.
Like, if there's something you want us to do a deep dive on, there's probably enough content for us to do a deep dive on.
Oh, absolutely. If you want a specific mobile suit, like deep dive, I'm guaranteeing you there's plenty of info on each mobile suit to do a deep dive on. And honestly, that's probably going to be one of our seasons, is just doing deep dives on different mobile suits. So let's be honest here. You can also join us on a few different Discord servers, the Robots Radio Discord, as well as the Ben and Friends Podcasting Discord, which is my own Discord, and the links for those are provided in the episode description. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Just those right now. We don't have a Patreon set up or anything for this show yet. If I will probably set one up in a later date, probably in the next 2 months. Once this show gets a little bit more traction, have a Patreon there. But till then, support us, help us get reviews, ratings. Everything helps us, grows the show, and make this well known for everybody to listen about Gundam. Yeah. Do you have anything to add, Jesse?
Not really. Not today.
Okay.
So
Go build your Gunpla and go to the Ben and Friends Podcasting Discord and post your pictures of your Gunpla, because there is a Gunpla share channel in the Gunpla and in the Gundam Lorecast section.
and as I continue to get my time to get some of these done.
Right, I know. I built 1 out of the 4 I bought from the Gundam base event.
I'm like 2/3 of the way done with one of the 2 master grades I got.
What was the other master grade you got?
Crossbone.
Oh, that's right. I forgot Crossbones was a master grade, which is so weird.
It's gonna be so many parts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. With that being said, let's get back into more timeline stuff. All right. We are back. And now we are in I just love the name of this timeline, the correct century. And I'm not kidding. That is literally the timeline called the correct century, which is the timeline used for Turn A Gundam. Its Japanese name is Seireki, which is a word play on Japanese term for Common Era, CE, Western calendar system. The kanji literally means correct calendar. So which is correct century 2343 to 2345, Turn A Gundam, and also the Earth Light and Moonlit Butterfly compilation movies.
I love Turn A. It's a weird anime.
Turn
but
A
it's
is
a good
just
one.
super weird.
It's real weird, but it's really fun.
Yeah, it is a weird anime. And the Turn A design is also weird because it's a Gundam with a mustache. It's just a freaking mustache. And it's just super weird. I don't know. It just doesn't... It's weird to me.
It doesn't look right at all, but I love it.
Yeah, it's weird.
It looks absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. The next one is the Cosmic Era. The Cosmic Era is abbreviated to CE, which is a timeline of Gundam Seed. Is the only Gundam timeline after the original Universal Century with multiple TV series, is the second most developed with 2 TV series, 1 ONA, and 2 compilation movies. And we have Gundam Cosmic Era 71 Mobile Suit Gundam Seed, and we also have Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Astray. Cosmic Era 73-74, which is Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Destiny, and Mobile Suit Gundam Seed CE-73 Stargazer. And then we have Cosmic Era 75 Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Freedom, which was a movie that just released back in January. So that was brand new.
Still need to see it.
I do too. Well, I need to watch Seed Destiny before I go see that film. See the film.
Yeah, that's fair.
I finished all of Seed.
Seed at all yet.
Seed's really good. They've they actually did remasters for Seed and Seed Destiny where they redubbed the entire thing and upped the resolution on the animation itself, which is really cool.
Nice.
So it's much more crisp. And they did that in like the early 2010s is when they did all this. So it was pretty recent stuff. And the voice actors they got, because the original dubs was an Ocean dub. And then when they redubbed it, it was through Funimation. They got a lot of Funimation voice actors to do the redubbing.
Ooh,
And
fantastic.
it sounded so much more crisp and so much better than the original Ocean dub. Not to, dig around on the Ocean dub. The Ocean dub was good too, but just the nuance of how acting is and the voice actors that they got is sounded better. The performance aspect was much higher quality than the Ocean dubbed, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
So yeah, go watch Gundam Seed. Gundam Seed's awesome. It's great. They have,
list.
they have a kind of new type-ish characters in the series. They're coordinators, which are like somewhat like new types. They're genetically altered humans.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, regardless, it's really good. I like it. See Destiny, I'm actually looking to buy the Blu-ray Volume 1 and 2 through the Crunchyroll store because I can't find the dub anywhere else for the remaster. I found the remastered of Seed through 9 Anime, and yes, I watched it through there because that's the only way we can really get dubs right now because Crunchyroll doesn't have any of the dubs on Crunchyroll.
Yeah,
even
unless
though
it's
they have the dubs. Funimation had the remastered on the Funimation app, and Crunchyroll absorbed Funimation. Like,
it'd be still down with
just add it on there. It's a click of a button. Come on. Anyway, the next timeline we have is the Anno Domini, which is our own timeline. It's AD, which is a timeline that events of Gundam 00, which is the Gregorian calendar, which is essentially our calendar. We have AD 2307 to 2308 Mobile Suit Gundam 00, which is the first season. We have AD 2312 Mobile Suit Gundam 00, the second season. And the thing that we don't watch, the AD 2314 Mobile Suit Gundam 00, the movie, The Waking of the Time Trailblazer. Yeah, I don't watch this. I did the mistake and I watched this, and they added aliens into the series, and I did not like this.
So what this is telling us
I did not like this at all.
We're about 270 years away from Gundams. And a few years later than that, we'll get really disappointing aliens.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah. That's pretty on point.
I love
there.
00, but
Double
I will
is great.
not watch that movie.
Yeah, watch season 1, season 2. You do not need to watch the film. Let me tell you that the season 2 ended pretty well. They didn't need to do a film in my opinion. Now, could there have been a lot better romances in that? Yes, like freaking Setsuna should have been with Felt in a heartbeat, and they should have actually ended up together at the very end of season 2, but they did not. They tried to do it in the movie, and that went poorly, and we don't talk about it. So, yeah, right. So the next timeline is the Advanced Generation. So the Advanced Generation, often abbreviated to AG, is the timeline of Gundam Age. Gundam Age is set several hundred years since the mankind migrated into space and started living in space colonies. Shocker. Wars on Earth had long ended, and the world seemed to have entered a peaceful era. Within this timeline, we have AG 115 to 164 Gundam Mobile Suit Gundam Age, and AG 141 to 164 Mobile Suit Gundam Age Memory of Eden.
That's a long time span, like a lot of years for
Oh
one
God, yeah,
series.
it is. which I don't remember what the Memory of Eden was. I couldn't remember if this was an OVA or if it was a.
I don't remember.
OBS is really ticking me off, man. Yeah, it was an yeah, it was an OVA. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, I mean Gundam Age, I need to watch. It is dubbed. I will let you know. So,
That's good.
and the animation's really crisp too, which is nice
It is newer.
because it's 2012. It isn't the 2010s.
Expected, yeah.
And then we have the Reguiled Century. The Reguiled Century is the setting of Gundam Recongustia in G, which I don't know if even I said that correctly. Set chronologically about 1,000 years after the end of the Universal Century and roughly 500 years after the correct century. The Reguiled Century 1014 Gundam Recongustia in G, which was a series / theatrical film in 2019. Yeah, this one was interesting.
The G Gundam, it's got a weird head.
Oh, it does. This mobile suit is extremely weird, I will tell you. Yeah, it was a film trilogy in 2014. And it's set after Universal, which is interesting too. This is the one I was talking about. Like, this is the only one that connects to another timeline.
And it's like unclear which one it is.
Yeah.
Because it's also after correct. So it's like, is correct century sandwiched in the middle here somehow?
Yeah, and turn A is weird because turn A deals with time travel.
Yeah. Which
is also weird. So
I'm here for it, but it's confusing.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Now we have the post-disaster timeline. The post-disaster era is a timeline set 300 years after a devastating war known as the Calamity War. We have post-disaster 232 Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans Season 1, and post-disaster 325 Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans Season 2, set in post-disaster, which obviously this is a fan favorite for a lot of people, and at least the people I know, because we got Barbatos, and Barbatos is awesome.
Barbatos is awesome. I'm only like a third of the way through Season 1 right now, but Barbatos is just awesome in general.
Good. Barbatos gets better in Season 2. Like, Season 1, he gets buffed up a bit. Lupus Rex is freaking awesome.
It's sick.
And the amount of different versions of Barbatos they've released since Iron-Blooded Orphans is really cool. Because which we'll talk about later after. Don't have it in the show notes, but we'll talk about it. So we have the Adstella, which is the Adstella era, is the timeline dominated by a variety of mega corporations across Earth and space. We had Adstella 101, Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch of Mercury Prologue, and Adstella 122, Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch of Mercury, which is the main series. Witch of Mercury is actually pretty good. I really enjoyed Witch of Mercury.
Watched like the first 3 episodes as they were coming out and then got distracted, so I gotta go back and finish it now.
It's good. It starts slow. It gets really cool later. I really like, in my opinion, I liked how they went with a female protagonist this time around.
It's a nice change of pace.
Yeah, and it goes in the whole aspect of like she starts. So the whole aspect is she gets like betrothed to another girl. Right. Of her winning a match, and eventually they do end up together towards the end, which is also, I think, is something really cool. I was really happy to see in Gundam. They're starting to do a lot more like inclusive stuff,
right?
Which honestly they started doing with the Gundam Build series. If you watch Build Divers, there's inclusive characters in that.
I started Build Fighters.
Okay.
I'm trying to watch too many shows at once. I need to pick one and just go down it.
Right.
And also, Build Fighters is only subbed on Crunchyroll.
I don't like that because I went to 9 Anime today and was looking at the build stuff because I wanted to rewatch some stuff before. Because next week we have Gundam Breaker 4 releasing finally. Next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna try
It's in a
to.
week.
I think I'm gonna try to
It's in a
watch more
week.
of those.
Gundam Build Fighters is for some reason they don't have the dub of the first series on 9 Anime, but they have all the others dubbed. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Of course,
So,
because they want to cause problems. That's why.
right. And then the last timeline I have in the show notes, at least, is the Tempora era. Tempora era is the timeline set in the futuristic Japan. We have 31 Tempora era mobile war history Gundam Uri, which I don't know too much about this one, to be quite honest. This is this is a manga series. That's why I have never heard of it.
It looks
that
good.
makes sense. Set in a feudal Japan.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that it's like that. But
Yeah.
I'm interested.
And so, other than those timelines, we do have some other timelines as well. We have the timeline for the SD stuff, which is its own continuity there. I've only watched SD. What was the one that they had in the States? I can't remember. SD
Heroes,
Gun.
something SD Gundam Heroes or something like that.
Oh God, now I'm blanking.
I just saw this like 2 days ago.
SD Gundam Force. That's what it was.
Yes.
They had 2 seasons? I didn't know it had 2 seasons. Oh my
Didn't they
God.
have like 50 something episodes for no reason?
Something like that. Hey man, Yuri Lowenthal was in the series, so
It was like
he was the samurai looking SD, which was kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Then we have the timelines for the Gundam Build series. In the Build Fighter series, we have Fighters and Fighters Try, which are set in the same. Their Try is season 2 to Fighters, and then we have the Build Divers series, where we have Divers and Divers Re-Rise. So, and then the Battlelog stuff, which is its own timeline, which typically all that stuff is typically set with our own timeline because it revolves around Gunpla as a whole and how they bring the Gunpla models to life. And Build Fighters and Try, you deal with how they have a machine that brings the Gunpla to life, and you use controllers to. It was like hard light controllers too, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And then in Divers, they go to the VR route, towards all a virtual reality style of setting.
Fun.
Yeah. Build Fighters, I will say, Build Fighters and Fighters Tries dub is kind of cringy because it was ocean dubbed. It was dubbed in Singapore, and it was not
Fair
the
enough.
best of voice actors they got. Build Divers and Divers Re-Rise, they actually had Funimation do it. So you don't have to worry about that. They actually had good voice actors from Funimation to doing this stuff. So, yeah. Fun stuff. I like the fighter stuff. I like the Build Fighters and Build Diver stuff. It's really cool, and it gives you some creative flow with Gunpla models, which is what they're literally advertising in the show is get creative.
Right.
They went and did their own designs with specific models. Like the Build Fighters, the main character, he has a custom build of the Strike Gundam from the Gundam Seed. Build
Ricardo.
Fighters. Yeah, Ricardo's custom of the Gundam Wing. We have Tatsura Yuki, who's a rival of the main character.
Mhm.
He uses a custom Xeon suits. Like he first had a Zaku, custom Char Zaku, and then he uses a custom Kempfer in the tournament. You haven't seen it, so and then he uses a custom O Gundam or double O. Or Exia. It was a custom Exia. That's what it was. Because it was Exia, Amazing Exia was the name. He literally has Amazing and then whatever the actual suit's name. And I was like, okay, that's
Like, I guess.
Amazing Zaku, Amazing Kempler, Amazing Exia.
Yeah.
And then Fighters Tribe, the characters have custom versions of the Zeta, of technically God Gundam, even though they say it's not derived from that, but it is. Custom GM and then an SD Gundam in that, which is really cool. Divers, you have custom versions of the Double O Gundam, the GM, a Carpool, which is cool. And then Re-Rise gets real creative with, like, you have the Core Gundam, and the Core Gundam uses different. He uses a planetary system, and each planet has a different part set that gives him different option parts to customize his gunpla, which is really cool.
That's kind of sick.
The Core Gundam stuff is pretty cool. But yeah, that's what we have on timelines. So a lot of cool stuff. So let us know what you want us to talk about. If there's anything you specifically want to know about the Gundam series that we can provide, that'd be great. There's some stuff we haven't watched, and there's a lot of stuff we have watched. So I'm constantly, like, right now I've been binging like so much Gundam stuff. It's ridiculous. Because I can at least do that compared to Final Fantasy. I can't go back and replay all the Final Fantasies because it's hard.
I mean, you
to do
can.
that.
It just takes a lot.
It takes a lot
longer
more
than it does
time
this.
than binging shows. I can easily binge shows. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. So out of all of these, Jesse, is the Wing timeline still your favorite?
It might be just because, like,
Sentimental
Double O
value.
is my favorite of all the shows that I've watched. But that movie taints that timeline
I know.
so much
I know.
that it may have to still be the Wing timeline. Although
Okay.
I do also love Correct Century, as weird as it is. Turn A Gundam,
Turn
it
A's
was
just
a cool show.
Turn A's just
It's just a
weird.
cool show.
That's fair.
was
That's
fun.
fair. I don't know. I'm on the fence between the Seed timeline and G Fighter. I loved that when they did the remaster of Seed. Still need to watch Seed Destiny, but I love the Destiny Gundam. Destiny Gundam is awesome. So I don't know.
Destiny Gundam.
It might change when I finally watch Seed Destiny. Like it might the Seed timeline might be my favorite. It's also the second most like stuff in that timeline.
Right.
You have UC, then you have the Seed timeline, and then it was the
It's Wing after that.
Wing after that. So, yeah, cool stuff. But well, everybody, thank you for listening to the Gundam Lorecast, and pilots, stay safe and don't get shot down. Thank you for listening to the Gundam Lorecast. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can share how you got into the Gundam series, and you can even find us on Twitter at Gundam Lorecast, and even email us at gundamlorecast@outlook.com.